just say you hate basketball. This should be where the old and new generation bridge the gap.
Giannis is a perfect example of how loyalty in the NBA is so overrated. It is. Now, I know you're gonna have all the people that are like, oh my god, MJ was loyal, Kobe was loyal, Steph was loyal, they played for one franchise, that was their team. Yeah, it's pretty easy to be loyal when you have Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Shaq, Pau Gasol. It's not that hard.
First of all, just because you are a great player does not mean you are owed a championship. The thing people don't seem to understand about great players is the team has to be bad enough to draft you. Michael Jordan got drafted to a team full of drug abusers.
Is in a hotel, so I'm trying to find my teammates. So I start knocking on doors. I get to this one door, I walk in, and practically the whole team was in there. You got your lions over here, you got your weed smokers over here, you got your women over here. So the first thing I said, look, man, I'm out. Because all I can think about, if they come and raid this place right about now, I am just as guilty as everybody else that's in this room. And from that point on, I was more or less on my own.
Damn, Mike, rookie mistake. I don't know how you survived it. I can't believe you wasted your prime years in Chicago. Oh, but their front office was so good. Did you say that when they passed up on Karl Malone to draft Keith Lee 1 year after drafting Michael Jordan? Then they draft Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant and continue to lose for 3 more seasons. Why didn't Jordan demand a trade? Oh yeah, it all makes sense now, but by your logic, Michael Jordan would have never gotten to this moment if he wasn't loyal. Like Kobe said, if you can win championships in front of everybody, you can miss the playoffs in front of everybody too. Oh, it's so easy to stay when you're playing with Shaq. Yeah? Shaq thought loyalty was overrated too, and after 2 straight conference finals appearances and a finals appearance, he was out. And he went to LA and won 3 championships because he played with Kobe Bryant, but he wasn't even thinking about him when he went there. He went there for the money. And then winning 3 championships apparently wasn't enough to set their differences aside because Shaq left again. And then he goes to Miami and wins another championship because he played with Dwayne Wade. And then everyone says, see, good thing Shaq didn't waste his prime years on loyalty. But then the guy that ended up being there for 20 years says,
who would Shaq be if he had your work ethic?
He'd be the greatest of all time.
If Shaq had your work ethic,
he'd be the greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time by a mile.
Sure. I wish he was in it, John. I would have had fucking 12 rings.
yes, Shaq left a lot to the imagination on the table simply because he couldn't put the cheeseburgers down. But hey, 28-10 either way, right? Oh, and Pau Gasol, right, the guy that didn't win a playoff game until he played with Kobe Bryant. Pau, I'm sorry, but we gotta state the facts. The players that have been swept the most in NBA history, Pau and Shaq. You can't argue that this is one of the worst teams to ever win a championship, but then give credit to the front office for not wasting Kobe's prime. Did they put together a championship team or not? You cannot always just look at the results. You do not deserve to get to the destination if you don't appreciate the journey. Oh, it's so easy for Steph Curry to stay loyal. He had Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. Draymond Green, Mr. Triple Single, being used in a debate on why it was easy for Steph Curry to stay loyal to the Warriors. Wow, I thought he was bad at basketball. And why did Steph Curry waste his prime years staying with the Warriors when Klay Thompson had his 2 catastrophic injuries? Kevin Durant goes down and then he leaves. Klay Thompson's hurt. He lost his Splash brother. He breaks his thumb, only plays 5 games, and COVID happens. And in his first full season after COVID, he comes back with Draymond Green and Jordan Poole and friends and wins the scoring title. Next year, Klay Thompson comes back, but he's a shell of his former self. The Warriors added Andrew Wiggins, and Steph didn't demand a trade. When you see this Warriors team on paper, you do not think they're a championship team. Andrew Wiggins to the Warriors did not shake the sports world. Nobody said, thank God the Warriors aren't wasting Steph Curry's prime. But just because Steph Curry won with that doesn't mean the front office was saving his career. You can actually argue that the Warriors haven't made a good transaction since acquiring Kevin Durant. We don't hear this about Joker or Jason Tatum. Joker has still yet to play with another All-Star. Are the Nuggets wasting his prime years? Or are they in the running to win a championship every year? I know we remember trying to break up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown every year they didn't win the championship, until they did. Why didn't Jason Tatum demand a trade after 7 straight years of not winning the championship? The loyal players are the players that win the championships. If you're not loyal and won a championship, it's because you went to go play with the loyal players. That's how it is for everybody.
But for Giannis, it's a different type of loyalty. It's not the same.
But I'll dissect that in part 2. Stay tuned or